Did you do okay? I saw where you said that you were off by a few minutes. You wanted to do better, but I'm sure you did good.
I was off by a few seconds. What up, Stan?
Hey, Stan. Hey, y'all. It's Wednesday. I'm making Michael play me a little bit of JT. Justin Timberlake, that girl when we come in.
No, we got to come into our regular stuff.
Oh,
I got to put some JT for you.
There you go.
There I go. What?
Trying to run me. There you go.
Ain't nobody trying to run.
There you go.
I do run this.
No.
Okay.
No, baby.
I run this.
Don't give nobody no false accusations.
What? That ain't even the right word.
That
ain't even the right word.
I'm sorry. What word was I looking for, baby?
Does that say S. Marie? Hey, S. Marie.
Yeah.
I think that's what this says. I can't see that far.
Welcome, y'all.
I know her last name is Brown. Thank you for sharing, too.
Yes, please share the feed. Hey, Tracy.
About to share it on a couple of other platforms here.
Yeah.
Before we get started, we got 1 minute.
We got a minute.
I just said that.
It's Wednesday.
What that mean? Hump day?
I'm in love with that boy.
Hump day? Does hump day mean you get something on hump day?
No, Dad. Who told you that?
That's what
hump
they
day
say.
mean the camel. Who is they?
That's what they say.
Boy, stop. Boy, stop.
All right, I'm going to let you come into your song.
Oh, I love this song.
I'm going to let you come into your song.
Michael just informed me that it was from 2013, but I love some Justin Timberlake.
Madam Money's on. Madam Money, can you share that on your awesome platform?
Yes.
What up, Charles?
Hey, Reginald. Hey, Angela.
You ready?
Welcome, y'all.
You only got 30 seconds with this song.
I know. Thank y'all for tuning in to our podcast. We appreciate it.
All right, shh.
Here go my song.
We're going to start it off.
I try to get Michael to play me a little bit of music every time. I'm sorry.
You're talking.
Come on with it, Dad.
Shh. God, you got to play the timeout game with her. All right.
My people can't hear it, though. Hey, y'all. Welcome to our podcast. It's Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday at 7 p.m. This is 20 Years and Counting with Latasha and Michael. We talk about marriage and relationships. And we're not counselors, but we talk about it from our perspective. We've been together for a long time. And so now we like to share what we've done, how we've done it, and we hope that it bless and help everybody.
Why did Facebook just say, do you want to tag Michelle A. Brodus in the video? They think you look like Michelle?
They might.
They might. We've been together long enough.
They might.
Tasha and I have been married for 22 years, 23 years. In November of this year.
Yeah.
And we started this. What I found out from the show since we've been on it, it's been very therapeutic.
It has.
For me.
It has.
For you as well?
It has. I think that I like it because we get to talk about the things that we have encountered in these 26 years together.
Yes.
And we hope that it helps people that listen to the podcast. Share it.
Please share it.
But you know what? I wanted to touch on, I heard you say on your morning show about our Peachtree Road race.
Okay.
So I just wanted to touch on that. I think you did amazing.
Well,
so it's hard for me to believe that you felt like 60 minutes and 18 seconds was too long.
Yeah, it really was. Just mentally for me, being competitive that I am,
right?
Like doing a Peachtree in an hour, like that's unfathomable.
Yeah. And I
can easily do, 50 minutes.
I used to want to beat
I'm
you.
bragging.
I used to want to beat
you. You ain't about that life.
I bet I beat you one time.
No, you have not. You've
not
never
in
beat
the
me Peachtree. You beat me in the Gobble Jog, the 10K. Because something in my detergent, something in the detergent had my skin itching.
After I beat him, I came across the line before him in that 10K, 0.2 miles. He was acting like he was itching.
Tasha, you saw me itching. And the bad look, y'all, the bad part about it was this. She saw me itching on the side. I'm just scratching. She gonna tap me on the booty, keep running.
Yeah,
that was
I
dirty.
tapped her on the butt and kept running right past.
But
that's was itching.
But talk about that Peachtree.
I had time for that.
Talk about that Peachtree where you said you was gonna beat me that year.
Right, and I caught a nosebleed.
Yeah. And what I say?
But honestly, you said so. But honestly, that was probably one of my best times. Did I ever beat you in one of our half marathons?
No. I've only,
Are you
I've
sure
run,
you've
I've
done
run-
2?
But what I can say, ladies and gentlemen, Felipe, thank you for checking in. Brandon, thank you for checking in. What I can say, she has done something in running that I don't, at this age where I am now, I don't know if I'll ever be able to accomplish that. And that is completing a marathon, 26.2 miles. And when I say completing a marathon, I really mean completing a marathon. And when we say that, what we really mean is that
You ran
she
the whole
ran
thing.
the whole thing. So
Yeah.
I definitely have to
Aw.
shout you out for that
Sweet.
because you did that. I haven't done a marathon
Baby,
yet.
that thing kicked my butt too.
But
I'm here to tell you, I could not get out of bed for about 2 days after running them 26.2 miles.
But
Baby. That was mind over body. It was, I mean, that was a tough thing to finish.
And for me, I think down like your inspiration for me now is like I think I have to complete one before I turn 50. I
Right,
really do. I got
right.
until next November.
I'm done.
What,
I mean,
you're
I
not doing?
have always thought that I wanted to do another one. That's after doing the one that I did and realizing how tough it was. First of all, I had gotten down to like 109 pounds.
Yeah, you was looking like a bobblehead. You was looking
From
like
the excessive training. I
Al
mean, I
Sharpton.
was bone.
Kelly Ripa. You was looking like Kelly Ripa. Oh,
I was
big
bone
head ass.
thin. My head looked like it was huge, like it was just rolling from side to side
you
because
look
I was
cute.
so thin. But it was just a lot of training. So, I mean, it's not something I want to do again. It was definitely something on my radar. It was one of my goals to run a marathon. And so we got to find another 10K because I want you
You gotta run it in.
I want you to be comfortable with that, Daddy, which I think you did amazing.
And the crazy part, it is funny because it happened today too. Immediately after we finished the Peachtree and we saw the official times, what was one of the first things I said when I saw my time? What did I say?
I gotta find me
I
another
gotta find me
race.
another one.
I don't want. I can't. Then what I think you're afraid of, and we're about to get in our topic, is moving back. See, you're so used to being in those elite numbers. You know, you're used to being in that. You know, ABC. You're in D. So if you move back a little bit,
Ooh,
you might have
E.
a heart attack.
No, y'all got that wrong. Y'all got that wrong. But it's so ironic in talking about that. How the first thing for me was after the Peachtree, and I saw the time. Like, okay, I got to do another one.
Right,
I got to fix
right.
this. I go back 10 years ago in August 29th,
Right.
2009, Talk Radio when we started
Right,
first. We did the
right.
first real talk with Michael McFadden, and I was talking to Reggie about this the other day. I did that show on a Wednesday night. The
Right.
show was
I remember.
the show was so bad. Things went
remember.
haywire.
I
What did I
remember.
say? What did I say when I finished that show?
I'm doing another one
I got to do
tomorrow
another
night.
one tomorrow night.
But that's just you. You're
And
very
then
competitive.
today I did a live training class. Today it was it was my first official training classes that I did live,
Right.
and it was okay. Everybody said, "No, you did great." Blah blah blah. But in my mind, the first thing I said when I finished the training class today, I said, "I got to do another one."
Right.
That's
right.
just how it is.
But that, and you like to say that you don't have that perfectionist bug in you, but you kind of do. You're kind of compulsive when it comes to being your best at everything. You like to be your best.
I don't know
everything.
if it's I don't know if it's being the best at it or making sure that I do a good job
and
at
that
it.
you're comfortable with
And I'm
what your
comfortable.
performance.
Exactly. I'm comfortable with the performance. That's the thing right there. It's not, I don't have to be the best. I just got to make sure I felt like I did my best that time.
Right.
And just speaking of the Peachtree, with the Peachtree, I felt like I did not do my best.
But you
this
caught a
year.
cramp too.
Yeah, I caught a cramp.
And I mean, I had a great race.
Oh, you crushed it. And
I'll be
congratulations to
honest.
you.
I had
You
a great
did
race.
better.
I felt really good. Usually I get really anxious. You know, I have a lot of anxiety. I have to use the bathroom. I'm just being honest.
So she's being very modest
But
right there, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't this time. I felt really relaxed. I
Can
had
we
my
be real on
music.
the show?
We can be
You try
really
to skip
real.
it. You try to
Why
skip it,
not?
son. Can we be real, son?
Usually I have to do number 2.
She got a shit. She usually has to shit before the race. And if y'all know
because it's my
Tasha,
anxiety. Oh my God.
she can't use the bathroom nowhere else.
I have a phobia of public restrooms.
But when it comes to a race,
But when I know I gotta run, I gotta go. I just gotta go wherever I gotta go, and I just gotta suck it up. And I'm gonna think about it that whole day afterwards.
so we woke up at 5 o'clock. We woke up at 5 o'clock on 4th of July, and as we're getting ready for the Peachtree Road race, the only thing is going through her mind. Only thing she's thinking about
Can
is,
I please boo boo before we leave? Because I don't want to get to the race and have to use the bathroom, Daddy. but I didn't. And I was
You were so
so
good.
oh my God, I was so happy. Okay.
And speaking of boo-booing or taking a dump, we're talking about the ideal mate today.
Yeah. Now, why would you
Because
correlate that with the ideal mate?
because sometimes as an ideal mate, you cannot imagine your mate taking a dump and funking up the whole house. You don't
When
want to
you think about
imagine
your
that in the
ideal
beginning.
mate.
Right.
Okay.
You don't.
So
You want to think that your mate, when they take a dump, it's potpourri-ish.
yeah. Well, that's our topic tonight. Your ideal mate. Is there a such thing as an ideal mate, Daddy? Is there? I mean, when you think about it, so when you're getting ready, you're looking for someone special.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have this idea of what you want.
Right.
You know, you want something, you have an idea.
So you're beating around the bush.
I'm not really beating around the bush,
But let's be real.
but we're going to be real.
You're gonna be real first.
When I was thinking about a mate, somebody to marry.
Now let's talk about when though. Like at what time frame were you in high school? Were you had graduated? You were at University of Kentucky.
When
was it you start thinking about
you
it?
start thinking about your ideal mate really early. You
Okay.
know, as a little girl, you know, you got Barbie and Ken. You start thinking about your ideal mate kind of early and what you want or what you perceive yourself to want or what you
Right.
think
What you
may
think
be.
you want.
Right. What you think you might want.
So let's talk physically.
Okay. Physically, when you look at somebody, you want to be attracted to them.
Okay.
You really
has to
do.
be a physical
And that's
attraction.
kind of superficial because honestly, everything that looks pretty isn't pretty.
Right.
So you want to be, I always thought that I would marry a tall, dark skinned chocolate man, you know, pretty skin, pretty teeth. I mean, I didn't have a phobia about red men, but my grandmother used to tell me, you know, be careful of those red folks because they age
Oh, racist
really
grandmama.
badly.
Racist
No,
grandmama.
she just said they get old faster, you know. But she also said things like never drink coffee because it ages you. Never smoke because it ages you. There was always something, but she thought that red people, and she was red.
And she was,
She
your
was
mama, your
red.
grandma was red. And it's crazy because once again, we go back and we talk about this. We talk about this on every show that we do at Power,
Right.
is that we go back to what our parents taught us, what their parents taught them. So
Right.
now we're getting information to me that's outdated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm the same way. When I think physically about who
What
I
were
wanted
you
to be
looking
with,
for physically?
light skin,
Long
long
hair.
hair, pretty feet. That's what I was looking
Baby.
for because in the 70s and 80s, because like you said, we started thinking about this
Jane
very
Kennedy.
early.
You start
Oh, yeah,
seeing her.
Jane Kennedy. What?
You start seeing, and you think that is your perception of
And then you
beauty.
see Jane Kennedy now, and you was like, "Oh yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
I did not make that move."
but you think that is your perception of what beautiful is.
because now all of a sudden, it's not about the physical part.
No.
When
not
you,
as you age together and
Correct.
you build your relationship. I mean, I've always been at awe of someone who not a 10, you know, looking like booger sugar and want somebody who is fine, long hair, skinny waist, big boobs, a big behind. I mean, I've always been like, you know, you are not that, but that's what you want.
Mhm.
You're not, you can't, I mean, when you say an ideal mate, you got to recognize and realize what you bring to the table.
And that's a perfect point because now when you start talking about ideal mates and you talk about the physical part of it, let's talk about the part that's on the inside. Now all of a sudden you talking about you want a woman that's together and she got good credit, she got a great job, she got a
Okay,
good
she's
401k, but at the same time, what you doing?
Yeah. What you
Are
doing?
you attracting those kind of women? Chances are probably not.
Reginald say pretty feet is still a must.
Shout out to the pretty feet out there,
Yeah.
Reginald. There you go. Just FYI, just make her wear socks to bed. That's
Yeah.
all.
But when you think about, I mean, I know that people have in their mind their ideal mate, but I think as you age and as you mature, as you get older, that you still want, you know, per se, someone, a looker. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody would love a looker. You know, sometimes I get caught up in it too because there's a couple, that lives on our floor, and I'd be like, she look like a model. She tall, baby.
Don't
She
do my little
cute.
buddy like that.
She got long black silky hair,
She be
baby.
working out every
She
day.
be working out every day with the dog, and then I see him, and he's short. He going bald already. I'm like,
He got that
damn,
paper.
he's smart though. I can tell he's smart.
He
By
look
the
like he's
convers-
smart.
By the
Yeah.
conversations I've had with him, he's very intelligent. And some women are drawn to intellect.
Yeah.
But when I look at him and look at her, she's taller than him. I'd be like, oh, she could have got her a stallion,
He
baby.
putting it
She
down
settled
though.
for-
He might be putting it down.
But I'm just saying, when you think about that, you be thinking people like that are supposed to be together. They are not supposed to be together. And what brought this on? Let me say this. Michael and I have amazing conversations over the weekend. We talk about everything.
Yeah, we do.
It's kind of how we develop what we're going to talk about on this show. So we start thinking about ideal mate. The reason why we start talking about it
Why did we?
is
think
because a picture surfaced of Ashanti,
about it? Oh.
who is a team, and your boy Michael Blackston, the comedian. Okay, they be wearing all them loud suits, baby. Chocolate, then more chocolate. His little hair is kinky. So people seen them together and they was like, oh, that don't mix. That's like oil and water. And so I said to Michael, I was like, but because she was with Nelly for years, but Nelly left her and went to somebody else. So you telling me, I thought that was so unfair that people were saying he was not on the level.
But women do the same thing though. When women see, let's say for instance, recently Idris Elba just got married, right?
Yes, and his
He just
wife
got
is
married.
beautiful.
And she's Caucasian too, right?
No, she not.
Oh, okay. She's a
No.
sister girl. I'm sorry. My bad, Idris. My bad, partner. You ain't really
But she's
black.
beautiful.
You from England.
But even if she was,
You
even
ain't-
if she
you ain't
was
really
that,
black, you know
that
what
don't
I'm
really, he is.
You
But
know what I'm
that don't really matter.
But what
her
I'm
race
saying,
don't really matter.
no, her
but
race
she is
doesn't matter.
beautiful.
But I'm okay. I take that back. I just want to use Idris as an example.
Okay.
If Idris married someone that didn't fit his same standard or what other people perceive to be like,
as fine
if,
as he
if
is.
he got with Honey Boo Boo Mama,
Oh my God.
if
He
what if the
probably would
honey,
have died if he
Right.
had got with Honey Boo Boo Mama.
after she didn't have that makeover, Honey
Idris
Boo Boo
Elba,
Mama
we-
fine.
But see that.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to
When?
say that. But no, if he would have got with someone like that, then guess what? Your perception would have been the same. You would have did the same thing to Idris
that they
people
doing
are
to
doing
Ashanti.
to Ashanti.
Right. But see, my thing, when we think about ideal mates, I think you do get to a point, Daddy, where it's not all about how you look. I mean, there are things that, for me, there are things that are so much more important to me. Now, I want somebody. You want somebody attractive, but that when you're young, that's very important.
But let's
as you age, you'll be like,
but let's go back to our relationship though. What was the perception when you and I got together? Because I know your friend's conversation when you hooked up with me, it may not have been a
what is it there?
no, I'm just saying it may not have been a physical thing. Like I'm
You was a pretty boy back
I'm
then.
a pretty good looking
you
dude. I think.
was. They thought all my friends thought you were cute.
However, I wasn't to the standard that you would normally used to
No.
dating. So now all of a sudden they're putting me in a category like, why him?
Yeah.
Outside of the physical
Right.
attraction, why him?
Right. They thought you were cute, but they just didn't think you were on the same level as we were.
So now that's what we're talking
That's what
about.
they was
Ideal
thinking. They didn't
mates.
think you had enough, or you were, that you were on that level. But I saw something different. And that's the thing about it. When you're looking for an ideal mate, and I'm talking to our listeners, don't let anybody cloud your judgment. That how many times she gonna sweep that floor right in front of her? I think she's trying to be seen on the camera.
She's going both ways.
Okay.
Tosh.
Back,
She's being
back to
very
the show.
thorough. Jenny King.
Back to the show, Janet King. But when you're looking for an ideal mate, I think you in the beginning that you do want somebody. Like when we're in high school, all the guys are dating the cute girls.
Right. They want the
All the cute
cheerleaders.
girls want the ball players.
The
Everybody.
majorettes.
You're mixing it up to a point. The
If you-
nerds are usually with the nerds.
If you could do a split, that's a plus.
Yep. The nerds are usually with the. If you can dunk that ball, that's a plus. You got big feet.
Oh,
You're
wow.
looking for big feet. But that's
Why,
but that's
Tasha?
because you think they got a big wee wee if they got big feet.
We
I'm just saying. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
stop
So
that.
there's a
Stop
lot
that.
of things that you're looking for, Daddy, that don't matter as you get older.
Yes.
So when you talk about your ideal mate,
She said
nobody
we
can really pick that out for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody should be able to pick that out for you. To me, there's a connection there. But so much of it, even today, is physical. Why do you think so many women are doing so many things to their body?
Right, because they're trying to attract a certain type of person.
But you and we say this all the time, and we have to be completely honest about this, Daddy. Pretty people have it easier.
Yeah, we always say that.
Pretty people, fine people have it easier. You pretty and fine, you probably can park where nobody else can park their car.
Cindy B.
You probably can get in to somewhere where it's only supposed to be VIP,
Siren
but they're gonna let
speeds.
you in. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're a handsome dude, you go up and you order something, you're gonna get some extra food or something.
Mhm.
You know, you're gonna get a drink without paying for it. It's just the way of society. So when picking an ideal mate, you got to know what you want.
But not there's not a but to that. On changing the topic a little bit,
Right.
is when you talk about friends, like how your friends influence who it is that you're attracted to or want to be with. That's an important part. I think I used to tell young Eddie back in the day, like, don't let somebody else's perception of a person or a movie or a book or a TV show
Turn you away from it.
deter you
Right.
from what you feel about it.
Right.
Because I always say, there's nobody in the world that can tell me not to see a movie because they thought it wasn't good.
You've always said that.
You can't do that to me.
You've always said that.
You cannot
You've always
tell
said
me.
that.
I am not going to call somebody and ask somebody for a reference about somebody else that I don't know personally
Right.
to make my own decision.
Right.
That's the same thing when you're talking about your ideal mate. You mentioned it earlier. Your grandmother said, my grandmother said, leave them light-skinned dudes alone.
They
My
age
mama told
quick.
yeah, my mama told me if she can't use your comb, don't bring her home. You know what I'm saying?
If she can't use your Afro comb.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Well, however the sayings used to be, that's what they taught us. But then it
Right.
has to get to a point to where you say, I got to make my own decision. If my perception of the ideal mate growing up was light skin, long hair, pretty feet, but I fell in love with somebody that was totally opposite, that was me.
Right.
If I would have stuck with that, then guess what? You and I would have never been together.
Right. And if I would have stuck with the chocolate tall dude, you and I would have never been together. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was gonna have waves and have a wave cap on, baby, brushing his hair all the time. What's up, shouty? You know, that's what I was looking for. You know, that's what I thought. That's what I thought I wanted back then. But I'm being honest, Daddy. The bad part about it is society puts such. I mean, you think about it, that women have it. We are judged so much more harshly than men when it comes to finding a mate. I mean, men can pretty much,
Yeah.
I mean, look like just about anything, especially if you got some money. Oh my God.
And that's the
If
one
you
thing.
got some money, baby, you can look like the bottom of somebody's shoe, baby, and you may have the baddest chick in the room,
Oh
baby.
yeah.
But us, I mean, if you're not attractive or you're not trying to be attractive, you're not trying to take care of yourself, it's harder.
But that's
for
why
women, Daddy.
for me, that's why for me, I'm so different than the typical male, because I hear brothers all the time talking about, you know, what they think their ideal mate should be, or who they attracted to,
What
or
they
who
looking
she
for.
found, what they looking for.
Right.
And she got to have this, and this. But then I look at you like, dude, really?
Really?
Look at you.
You don't that list you got. You can't scratch off nothing on it.
Right. You can't scratch off nothing
You
on
can't
it.
listen. You can't have a list if you can't scratch off nothing on it.
First of all, if you are working, if you just a regular dude, there's no chance in hell that you're gonna get Ashanti.
No.
There's no chance in hell that you're gonna get Janet Jackson.
And we said that.
And we
because
said that.
Jermaine Dupri.
Exactly.
When
Or Nick
her and
Cannon.
Nick Cannon
Nick
and
Cannon.
Mariah.
Who would have ever thought? Who would have ever thought that Nick Cannon would have been married to Mariah Carey, or Jermaine Dupri would have been married to
They never
Janet
got
Jackson?
married.
I'm sorry, we're together.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought that? Because now we're thinking about physical attraction. And I'm sure that Mariah Carey never said, oh my gosh, I got to have Nick Cannon.
No. I think she ever said that. I think it was something about him. And then I think in some people, Daddy, like an ideal mate, I think in some people, you know what to do. Like you have a certain charisma, you're funny, you know what I'm saying? You know what to do to attract a certain person, a certain type of person. You kind of know what to do. And so, I always say there are some men, Daddy, who really don't have it together, but baby, they are some charmers. You know what I'm saying? They can charm the pants off of somebody. They'll have you thinking.
Credit.
Yeah. They'll have you thinking that they really, really are on point because they're so charming.
But
we heard
why?
that over the weekend.
Which one? Where we hear that at?
We heard that at the cookout. Charm the pants off of you, baby. Make you think you the most beautiful thing in the world. There's nobody else like you. And ain't got nothing to offer you, baby.
Stop it.
Nothing to offer you, baby.
Stop
But
it.
to make you feel like you is on top of the world.
What up, Jenks?
And you don't really want that.
Hey, sorry, y'all. Our feed got cut off for
Yes.
some reason.
Daddy
Tasha's
feed.
still running.
But
I want to go back to Mariah and Nick and Jermaine and Janet and
okay.
some of those other couples out there. Who's still married to?
Seal was married to Heidi
Heidi-
Klum. Heidi Klum.
Heidi Klum. And not saying that anybody's
But you're
not
saying-
attractive.
But what you're saying, if they wasn't who they were,
If they were not who
wouldn't
they
have
were,
attracted that certain.
exactly.
They ain't now. Let me see. Your shine match my shine. Posh and David Beckham, baby.
Oh yeah,
They one in the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
Posh got her little money. David
Yeah,
Beckham.
yeah, they one in the same.
he get on
We
my
working
damn
out. We don't
nerves.
eat no cookies. We don't do none of that shit y'all do.
I work.
We
David Beckham work
is
out.
real on point over here, baby.
David
So
Beckham
you-
work
you
out
kinda-
8 times a day.
Yeah, you can kind of see that. You see a Tom Brady.
Tom Brady and
And a
Giselle.
Giselle.
Right.
Yeah.
Two,
But-
two beautiful people.
But if you know that your
How
stuff
can you
not
be that
together,
beautiful?
you
Wow.
got because it's just the nature. It's just the way that
Eddie,
the
why you
world-
look at me like that, Eddie? Giselle and Tom Brady, they are beautiful,
yeah.
bruh.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Do you see his
With that cleft
cheekbones?
in that chin.
Right. He got the cleft in the chin. And he got 6 NFL championships.
But
bruh. Don't
but
do
the
that.
thing about it, let's get back to
The
that. Dave.
hater.
I really feel like society puts so much pressure on us as women to just be amazing at all times, and it's just not fair. It's never been fair to me.
But why do we look at other couples and say, because we're talking about ideal mates, we look at other couples in the street and be like, oh my gosh, how she get him
Well,
or how he get her?
Because we're on the outside looking in. We really don't know. He crazy. He might be bipolar. He might have a little bit of wee-wee. You never know.
Why is you talking about wee-wee
No,
tonight?
I'm just saying, because for some people that's important. I will tell you that most women are not into that. That it ain't got to be the biggest thing in the world, but it definitely needs to be, nice.
Satisfying. How about
Yeah,
that? We
it
just
needs
use the
to be
word
nice.
satisfying.
So that's kind of and we always look for a sense of security. I will tell you, I'm always in awe, and it's just not me. I'm always in awe of women who have men who don't bring nothing to the table.
Yes, that
That
kills
is
me
intolerable
every time.
to
That
me.
is very intolerable, and I totally agree with you. As a man myself, I could not see me sitting around the house and not doing nothing. I gotta say, I'm gonna go to Vivica Fox, but I'm not gonna talk about her
Bring
ex.
it.
I ain't gonna talk about her ex. Good friend
Yeah.
of mine. Went to
Yeah.
high school together.
Oh my God.
When I found out that he
You went
was
to the
married,
You went to the bachelor party in Vegas
Bas-
and stuff, didn't you?
no, it wasn't in Vegas. We did
Was
it
it?
here.
Okay.
We did here at
Okay.
the Gentleman's Club right downtown.
Yeah.
He married Vivica Fox, right?
Mhm.
and now all of a sudden, we're wondering, okay, what the hell does he do? How did he do it? He was a charmer,
He was a charmer.
and he got it.
Beware of the charmers, lady.
And then,
There's some that will charm the pants off of you. You swear you done caught you something good. And baby,
after
ain't.
that, now all of a sudden you realize. So I don't know how long they stayed married, but it didn't last because it's what you talked about. Like you weren't bringing nothing to the table. Just get a job.
yeah.
Go work. Be a manager at
Right.
Dollar General.
And Daddy, as you age, I mean, do you think that now, even with social media, all the ass pictures, all
Doesn't phase me.
I understand that, but do you think that people even give each other an opportunity to see what's on the inside?
No,
You
because we're just in a society now. We're in a internet society right now, and at this day, in this time, it's about one. It's my French. Are we fucking?
Right,
Are you gonna give me some money?
right,
Because if you want this, you got to pay me.
right.
And if those two things can happen, then guess what? We can make it happen.
But it's gotten that way because on the men's end, it is, are we having sex? And on the women's end, it's nothing's free, not even a conversation. If you want to talk, you can't even call the 900 line and
Right.
get no sexy talk without
Hell,
paying.
you had to call the 900 line back in the day, didn't you?
Okay.
And your mama got the bill. And who in the fuck been calling these numbers? Eddie don't know nothing about that 900 line.
But the thing about it, what bothers me about that, Daddy, and what scares me about that in today's society, we know people that are just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, beautiful on the inside.
Oh yeah.
May not have the biggest behind or the big, but absolutely amazing
And single.
and may not even get the opportunity to just show how beautiful they really are. Because for me, as I've aged, beauty is not on the outside.
It's not on the
for
outside.
me.
And the sad part about it is, and I'm going to hold the men accountable to some level of accountability, because it's more than just the sex.
It is.
You gotta get past that part. We hear that it's one man for every 15 women, whatever
Right.
the number is.
Right.
We trying to fuck all 15.
Yeah. And that's crazy to me. But you and I say, I say to you sometimes, we be listening to the radio and every song come on, they talking about how much they getting booty.
Yes.
And I say to you all the time, I really hope that they getting a lot of it because that's all they talking about.
I was laughing at Earthquake. I was listening to Earthquake show the other day, and Earthquake said him and his son went on a road trip. He said it was like a 3-hour drive on their road
Right.
trip, and he said he allowed his son to play the music, to select the playlist while
Yeah.
they were driving. He said not one song was a love song.
No.
He said every song was about fucking and Molly and Percocet and all that kind of stuff. There was no love
Right. In order
in any of the
to hear the love songs, you got to turn to the country station.
right, exactly.
The country station I have you falling in love, baby, because the country station will talk about all the she the one.
Right.
I missed her.
I missed
I
her.
should have never left her. She was brought to me from heaven, baby.
Lord,
And all he talking about is her boots. He ain't talking about nothing else.
I'm
He
sitting
ain't looking
here,
for nothing else.
sitting here crying with my horse, and my horse ain't gonna leave me, but my woman did.
Ayana, we love you, Ayana. Ayana say, honey, yes, I had twins by a charmer. Ladies, don't fall for the charmer. Please don't. 100. And I know. And Ayana know you how many people,
Ayana got her
Can't-
charmer.
but how many people came for Ayana?
Oh yeah, Ayana was, she was on that thing back then. But
I mean, how many people came for Ayana?
not back then, still
And
Ayana.
then, but the thing about it, it's hard to turn people away when you got so many of them coming at you like that. You almost can't decipher who good and who bad.
who not? Yeah,
Who
that's
good
what
and
we
who
need to talk
bad.
about. How do you?
How do you separate them?
What did Kanye West say? No, his
It's
song
hard
was
to
"How
be
do you
faithful in a room full of hoes.
Yeah.
And I believe
And that's men and women.
that's men and women. I believe that. I believe that when you are of a certain stature, and I've always said this, Daddy, when they coming at you, baby, they coming at you.
Mhm.
And so it's up to you to kind of figure out, this ain't what I want. I'm
Yeah.
looking for this, and this. And as you mature, I think having somebody that really, really cares about your well-being and that you can have a great conversation with, Daddy, and not so much as get away from the physical part of it.
So I guess the question of the night is this: is there such thing as an ideal mate?
I don't think
Can
so.
you write it down on paper and say, this is what I want and this is what I get? I don't think you can.
I don't think so. I think that you got to have your checks and balances. You got to have your checks and balances. And that to me means that, you hear sometimes about list. Like I was sitting next to some cute young ladies at El Felix, and
Okay.
I'll bring this, to a close. and they were college students. They were finishing up college. They were aggressively looking for husbands.
Okay.
This is what they was doing.
Why you ain't call Eddie?
They was aggressively looking for husbands, but they had 36 rules.
Oh, wow.
36 rules.
Mm-mm.
And in their 36 rules, they started discussing a few of them. One of the rules was you never accept a date after Wednesday, which means you don't want nobody to think you desperate. So if he don't ask you by Wednesday to go out for the weekend, you never do a same day date. They say you never ever do a same day date.
Oh,
You don't let
wow.
nobody call you and say, you want to get together right now?
What you doing?
No, you want to appear busy. But they had 36 rules. And one of them said, a couple of girlfriends followed them rules to the T. They already had their ring.
What?
And they meant it. And they meant rules. And they probably stick to them by the T. They probably share them with the one they love and stick to them by the T. No, I don't think
So-
there is an ideal mate.
So it's what they had was rules
It was rules.
versus having
It was a list of rules.
versus thinking of the ideal mate.
Yeah, they had rules.
what they would accept and what they would not
they
accept.
had rules. And another rule is they never went Dutch.
Mhm.
If you want to take me out, you'll pay.
What if you want to take me out?
And then that's something that they have to ask you. You know, I would be asking you out, but that might have been one of their rules, baby. They weren't doing that.
Hey,
Let me see what Reginald said before we close it out. Daddy, in the beginning of most relationships, you meet a person's representative. So true, Reginald. The real person is rarely present. That is so true. We talk about that.
but that's why we say you gotta maneuver through the bullshit first. If you can maneuver through that bullshit and get that real person to come out, because now when we talk about the ideal mate, what you'll end up finding out is what you had on that list as an ideal mate is probably not what you want,
and
because
it's not
the
that
longer
and it starts not to be that important.
right, because the longer and longer that you are together, you will realize that all of that stuff that you had on that list really didn't have nothing to do about a person that is going to have your back,
It's superficial.
a person that is going to when they get locked up in the back of the car and I got a half a blunt in my sock and I say, hey, come over to charge.
Locked up,
It was just a little
won't
blunt
let
though.
me out.
That blunt was that weed was so good I didn't smoke the whole blunt.
That's
If I
sad.
smoked the whole
That's
blunt, then
sad.
I would have
Sad.
been
But I was ideal enough to make you stop all of that.
there you go.
You understand what I'm saying? I put a stop to all
Well,
of
first
that.
of all, you ain't put a
to
stop
all
to
of
nothing.
that, baby. To all of
You
that.
ain't put a stop to
You-
nothing. Don't
you-
do that.
I put a stop to all of that.
Come get some of this weed.
Daddy, don't be ugly on the. That ain't even right.
I'm saying you talking about
Okay,
you put a stop to all of this.
let's wrap it up.
And Eddie in here
Poppy.
looking at me all crazy.
Poppy, let's wrap it
All
up.
right. So the
Ideal mate.
question is there such thing as an ideal mate, Latasha?
I don't think so. I think that you got to kind of know who you are. And I say this all the time, what you will and will not accept, what you will and will not tolerate. And I'm not saying lower your standards, ladies or gentlemen. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is don't be around here thinking you got to find you a 10
Right.
when you know you a 5. You understand what I'm saying? You know, find someone who cares about you, who will uplift you, who will support you. And most of the time, that ain't the really pretty girl, because the one that's really got it going on, she gonna need them lashes done, them nails done, them feet done. That weave is so expensive, baby. Them bundles don't play. She's gonna make sure that you can take care of her. If you see all of that, you best believe she's gonna want you to upkeep all of that.
Hey, fellas,
For
the
love.
best advice that I can give you when you're talking about ideal mates, don't forget she's checking for you too. So if your
Right.
fingernails dirty,
Oh my goodness.
oh, you lost
You
already.
lost.
Look at Eddie.
You
just
is
look at his
lost
face.
already.
Look at
If
Eddie
you
just
smell
like-
like a little boy who been playing in the sandbox, you is lost, baby.
That's why I hate going outside.
If you smell like somebody been playing, baby. Oh, and please don't be musty. Please don't be musty. Please make sure you smell good. Ladies, when somebody smell good, baby, ladies will be all on you. I'm
I got
telling
that
you.
good deodorant.
They'll give you some time to get yourself together if you smell good.
Hey, we'll see y'all next
Share
Wednesday.
the feed, y'all. We
Why
love
you-
y'all.
We
On
can't
cutting you
talk
off.
at the same time.
I'm sorry, Daddy. Finish. Go ahead.
Tell Angel hi.
Hey, Angel. Share the feed, y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. This is us. This is 20 years and counting. And we are checking out for this Wednesday.
You're so lame. Why you just can't end the
Session,
song? I mean, why you just can't end
I'm
the show?
ending it. Peace.
Try it
and
again, mama.
love.
Try it again,
Peace
mama.
And love. We love y'all. Share the feed, y'all. We
How-
appreciate y'all.
How can they follow you?
No,
No, don't worry about it. Don't do all that. No, don't worry about that.
Underscore McFadden.
Get us out of here.
Oh, give me a little bit of that. I'm in love with that boy.
So lame.
Don't be mad at me, cause I'm in love with that boy.
Hey, we'll see y'all next week.
Thank y'all.
20 years of count. Holla.
Mwah.
So what you from the other side of the track? So what the world don't think we match? I put it down like my love song. I guess what? I'm in love with that girl.